All right, so I'm gonna play this all the way through, then we're gonna get into it. So let's go. All right, and as you can see, um, I break bad on computer. I get the blow by on the defense. I cross him that way, and I do what I like to do a lot: right, left, or left, right. Real easy way to break bad on the defense, especially coming up the court full speed like that with the turbo. And it's usually pretty easy to just loop around to get by the defense. Now this is something that I didn't really have to do in 2K21 like that, but they make it so difficult, right? Even when you get the blow by, they make it so difficult to continue to just aggressively attack the basket. So it's a tactic that I found, right, that seems to work out best for me. So I do that, and I know that I have the blow by on the defense, but I'm thinking to myself, because we're in the first quarter, it's like, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes or more, and it just seemed like everything has been going wrong. We cannot get anything right. So I quite naturally, I could just tell something was going to go bad, even though I got a clean blow by and I got what appears to be an easy look at the rim. I'm knowing something is going to go bad, because like you have some of these games where you started off in the first quarter early on in the game and you can tell it's scripted for you to lose it, right? You can tell certain games right off the jump. You can tell when it's scripted for you to lose, right? Because your teammates literally do nothing right. They're always leaving somebody open or allowing somebody to get the blow by. Whatever the case may be, everything just seems to be going wrong. So I do this, get to the basket. Now, common sense would tell you, okay, there's a guy over here, big ass center, averaging like 3 blocks, right? Big ass center. Common sense would tell you to just lay the ball up on the left side or dunk it. But a lot of times what happens in 2K, and this has been going on for years, where you may be wide open on one side of the rim, on one side of the court, but they will force your man to go on the right side and lay up or dunk where the defense is, right? You're on the left side where it's wide open and the defense is on the right side, and they will force you to, even though you're already on the left side, you got the easy bucket, they will make you do a right side of the rim dunk or layup, right? That is also intentional, right? So now I go up for it, and as you can see, I clear the whole left side and I go all the way right, and the defense comes in. And even though he fouled me, right? But then they real picky choosy when they decide to call these fouls. So even though he fouled me, that was a clear foul. He got the block, and they just allowed it to be whatever it was. They allowed him to get the block anyways, right? Even though, once again, easy dunk right here on the left side of the rim, easy. I go to the right side, get my shot blocked. That is something that is done intentionally. That's not. I mean, you may want to say that's a malfunction or that's just the game messing up. All right, you can say that, but to hell with that. I know how this game gets down. I know how 2K works, right? I know how 2K works. This is scripted, right? And how I know it was scripted is because of everything else that's just been constantly going wrong. I've never been stuck on 10 points this deep into the game. I've never been stuck on 10 points, and we're 0 for 5 from the 3, wide open at the 3-point line every single time, tricking it every single time. My field goal percentage is a lot lower than computers also, right? Every single time we're tricking it, every single time, man. Just like clockwork, man. We just tricking it every time. It's nothing that we can do. You're gonna have those types of games where it's like you can't really get anything off. You can't get off barely at all. You'll get a bucket here and there. You'll keep the score close, but it's like every time you have a situation where you probably should have got off, you don't. It's like every time. Those are Out of that 5, I should have hit at least 3 of them. Wide open, good releases every single time, right? Especially this year in 2K22, with the rate at which you could just constantly tuck up threes and constantly make them, right? With anybody, even an average shooter, could go 5 for 5. I've seen it 100 times. Average shooters 5 for 5. I'm shooting with dudes that have a 3-point attribute in the high 90s, and I'm tricking 5 times in a row, right? The algorithm decides when you are and are not going to make a shot. It's not just so, really, it ain't at all about your release. The algorithm decides to grant you a green release or just, a regular release, and it decides whether or not your shot is going to go in. That's why you have situations where you know that you release perfectly on the line. You can see it clearly, but you don't get a green, right? Because the algorithm has to grant you that. It decides when you're going to get that and when you're not. All right. But anyway, peace.